Hi, Sandra here from Creating Spain and welcome to my YouTube channel. I decided to do a little video today to test out some new equipment I have. My husband has managed to make a overhead camera rig for me. So I'm just going to use it today and hopefully actually manage to post this video, and I'm just hoping it's going to come out all right. I'm suffering from lack of sleep and a headache this morning and nothing seems to be going right, so hopefully this will. I was originally making a video of a card that I was making and then it just went slightly wrong, and then when I looked at the video I suddenly realised the video was upside down and I deleted it. And then as soon as I deleted it I thought, I probably shouldn't have done that because I think I can rotate it when I edit it. And yes, I found it can be rotated, so I thought that video worked for absolutely nothing, but never mind. Anyway, this is the card that I was attempting to do. You notice it's not in one piece because this is the bit that went wrong, and I thought, well, I'll post this just so other people can have an inkling of what to do. Because I was making this card under the camera rig, and because normally when I actually place my front panel on the card, I usually do it directly from above and I'm usually very close to it, and it makes it easier for me to do it. And I did it underneath the camera and I got it slightly skewed, and I thought, drat, just wrecked my card. And I thought, don't be an idiot, of course you haven't wrecked it. Now, as it happens, this panel was raised on foam, as indeed a lot of panels are these days. We tend to raise them up, it gives a bit of extra dimension and it looks good. So if you've done that, if you're anything like me, you don't actually put the foam right on the very edge. You generally put it in just a little bit. And so all I did was I got my scissors and I slid them under and just cut at an angle to cut the front off. So although that bit is obviously waste, I can use that bit for something else. I have my front panel, it's got a nice tidy back panel now as well. And I can reuse this and put it onto another card base rather than just throw the entire lot in the bin when there's no need to. So that's it. Now you may notice that this card has some different surfaces on it, and that's not how it started out. I decided to do a little bit of doodling on my card. It started out like that, and what I did was I used an embossing pen, and this one's got a sort of chunky end and it has a fine end, and all I did was I took my card and I put the embossing pen to use, colouring in different aspects of it. When I'd done that, I then put the embossing powder on and heat embossed it, and that's what gave me the sort of like the blue look. This in fact was silver embossing powder, but it must be slightly transparent because it still looks bluish, it doesn't look silver. And then for the other bits I used one of these pens. Now this happened to come from Aldi, but they do them in various places, and it's a fine tip ink silver pen, and I used that to do some of the lines that were in the pattern, just doing different things at random. So for example, the butterfly's got the dots on, but not all the dots have been done, and this one has got dots done as well, and then I've put little dashes inside this little flower here. So it just gives it a little bit more oomph and a little bit more dimension and interest, and I think that's an improvement on that, which, although you know it's quite a pretty card, but it's a little bit dull, and I think this is better. Now regarding making up the panel, I wanted to use this stamped image of a young lady holding a handbag and a present. That was my starting point really for the entire card. But I didn't want to go all green, so I needed some kind of muted colour that wouldn't really clash with it. So that's why I chose the blue. Now you notice that I have a panel here. And this is simply because if I put this stamped image onto this background straight away, it's kind of a bit too fussy, a bit too busy, and it doesn't really work. But if I put a plain white panel behind her, it doesn't really do much for the image at all. So all I did on this panel here is I took my silver pen and I just went around the outside edge. And then I just did some little criss-cross star type shapes. And that just blends the whole lot together. The sentiment is cut from a silver card, and I had that in my stash already. But you noticed I've split the sentiment, and I've put this part of it, I've put the birthday part, on some dark blue card that's a shade that matches these butterflies as it happens. Again, I just happen to have it in my stash and cut it to size. And it's better with the birthday down there and the happy up here, even though I could just about squeeze it in one line. It just balances the card better. So all I have to do now is get some double-sided tape or some glue and stick this onto a card base. And I'll do that when I'm not on camera, because I'll probably do exactly the same thing as I did before and get it skewed if I do it under the camera. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Now that I have an overhead rig, I do plan on doing more cards so that you can actually see the process, and doing things like shaker cards and box cards and all that sort of stuff. But for today, that is it. It is so hot around here at the moment. It's in the 30s and it's humid. And it's just too hot to want to bother to do much. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care now.